Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey everybody, welcome to, I guess you call it Section 2. We're going to be talking today with Reagan Mendoza. Last week we talked with Rebecca Carlson. Rebecca puts together a lot of my media and marketing in the written form. And Reagan, he helps me look good on the video. So we're going to talk about different things that we do on video, how we do them, and what makes it right. And then Reagan's going to also interview me on a bunch of other things that he has on his mind. And we're going to have a tremendous show today. So thanks for being here. Depth of summer, but we're making it happen. Stick with us. We'll be right back with some tremendous personal branding info here on Freed on Business. Reagan, rock it. This is where I say we're South Florida's longest running business talk show. Been going at it since 2008. Boy, does that seem like a long time ago. Warren Henry's been our sponsor since 2012. I want to thank the folks up at Warren Henry. Larry, thank you. Eric, thank you. Samantha, thank you. AB, thank you. And of course, Warren, thank you so much. And remember, when you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Those are all up at 151st and Biscayne. One in Audi, they'll get it for you from their store in Gainesville. Everything else, well, that's available down in their store in the Keys. So virtually every car they can get for you. And why would you want one of their cars? Well, they're all great cars and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. That's a suite of services. That's a list of stuff that I have to read because it's so long. Complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee in the 72-hour exchange. That means you can take 3 full days to make sure you love your Warren Henry car. Guess what? You will. So join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, lots and lots and lots of my friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry. All right, when you're choosing your real estate service provider, give me a call or just DM me or send me an email or something. Why? Because when you call me, it's always all about you. I'm working on some really, really cool stuff. I've got a grocery anchored shopping center development program that I'm helping you capitalize. I've got the memory care facilities that I help to finance. And I'm working on a whole bunch of multifamily deals that I just can't talk about just yet, but give me a couple of weeks and maybe we can. Well, what do they all have in common? Well, they're all being done with families. Different families are the developers, different families are the investors. So give me a call if I can help you or your family with some real estate. Commercial, residential. I do residential to accommodate some of my friends. I'm working on 3 deals right now, including one with a ex-Dolphin player. See that one there? Oh, no, I won't close for a while, so we can't talk about that yet. So the bottom line is, when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're back with Freed on Business. We're doing personal branding. This time it's the video portion of our personal branding I guess, events. Last week, we had Rebecca on. This week, we're going to talk with Reagan Mendoza. Well, it's a long E there. Reagan Mendoza, not Reagan Mendoza, but Reagan Mendoza. Yeah, I'll get that right maybe one more time in my life. But thank you. I really appreciate the good humor. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Reagan Mendoza. Now, why did they pick Reagan and not Reagan? How did that work?
Well, that's they're both they're both correct pronunciations, and so I think Regan is the male version of the name, and Reagan is the female version.
Tell that to Ronnie.
I believe.
Nevertheless,
he's got I think it's different when it's a surname.
Okay, fair enough. So first of all, thank you so much for helping my friends look good. I love what you're doing with Miles Stepner.
Great. I love working with Miles. Miles is the best. Shout out to Miles.
He's very electric. I like Miles a lot. He's got a great job, so that gives him great security and hopefully allows him to really do some wonderful things with you down the road.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, he's the best.
So I really appreciate what you've done. The Zoom thing was your idea in the beginning. I was actually on with our last in-person guest, Neeson Gaston, just a couple of minutes ago. Hey, Neeson, love you, buddy. And so now we've been doing this remote. I'm looking at getting a new place to live, which if we are locked in on that, we'll have the Freedom Business Studios. But we may also be able to do some stuff outside because it's got some tremendous patio. And unlike the patio here, that patio is only 10 stories high. So the wind is much less and it's a little bit buffered better. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some like lunch things and really have some wonderful get-togethers and do some after hours or, whatever you want to say it, stuff. Yeah, it's going to be really nice. Maybe it'd be, custom content people have to be members for or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We will. So, but I wanted to thank you because you really helped make it comfortable. I struggled after 880 closed. I went to this bootleg radio station. Oh my God. Yeah. And then we came here. You showed me about Zoom and then the pandemic started and it made Zoom mainstream.
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah. I remember we did maybe only like 4 or 5 shows in person, and we'd set up all the cameras and do the whole thing like that. And then as soon as I was already talking to you about Zoom because I was looking into it and I was like, oh, this is going to be a really good platform. But I didn't think it was going to take off the way it did. I thought it would be something that a few people know about and, this cool Zoom thing, and there'd be some word of mouth. But as soon as that pandemic hit, I mean, within I think everyone got sent home on Friday the 13th, right?
Friday the 13th was the last real day. And then the 15th was the first lockdown day where they were outside with the jackhammers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember because it's Friday the 13th. Yeah. And the Zoom thing came. We don't do the Windows thing. Somebody tried to push Citrix on me today. Had to download that.
It's always like that. Like no matter what happens when that sort of need hits the market, you always get 3, 4, 5 different alternatives, and usually one ends up being that cut above the rest. And it was Zoom, and I think a big part of it was that people were already starting to get familiar with Zoom. It already had a little traction, but by the end of March, everyone was on Zoom every day.
It's really good that you say that concept about there's the first one in the market that becomes the market leader, and then there's all the people that follow on behind. That's sort of what I'm working on in real estate. Stay tuned.
All right.
Yeah, I'm working on it. The biggest idea in South Florida right now is how to address the uncertainty in the housing market, and I'm working on that. I'm working on that with some really tremendous people. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about it more in the next couple of weeks.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. You know what else I really appreciate and what I want to do is I want to start doing on Fridays. I want to do Flashback Fridays. I started, but I didn't realize how much great content there was easily available on Zoom and much more difficult, I guess, on YouTube. I haven't been able to really bring YouTube in. You gave me the thing about the YouTube stories, but I haven't really been able to incorporate that yet. Tossing to you while I have a drink.
Yeah, no problem. I like YouTube stories. I mean, I like YouTube stories in the same way that I like Instagram stories or Instagram Reels and TikTok. It's got all of that very sort of like built-in viral feel to it. And I think YouTube stories are really cool. They're shorts And it was a lot like what you used to do on LinkedIn, because you used to do the daily videos on LinkedIn, which
yes, but LinkedIn started to take it out on people that did videos, and this is what we wanted to try to do. So
I think YouTube is a really good platform if you want to start going back to that, like you said, maybe once a week or something like that. I think YouTube is a great platform.
I'm going to train on it on the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm going to practice on the weekends, and we'll post the stuff on the weekends. And I want to apologize to everybody, but I didn't stop talking all morning. And I know that everybody thinks I talk all the time. This was a rather significant day. One of my friends got the COVID shot and it put him down. So I had to talk. You know who it is, but I'm not going to mention it. I had to talk to the person and really kind of talk them through the anxiety that came with it. And then they were telling me about all the medical bills that they had that were associated with their COVID. And remember, they had the person that had COVID, we lost him for 6 weeks, didn't know where to find him.
That's what I was going to say, is when they actually
$200,000 uninsured. He had an insurance cap.
Oh man. Horrible.
Well, what it really does is it shows you how even somebody that has money and a way to make money can have their whole life upended. The guy was multimillionaire, and now he's broke. And it stopped him from being able to do business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about business, but I don't want to talk negative. Let's talk about business. Right here, we're joined. Sunday was National Baseball Card Day. There's my baseball card.
That's cool.
From the All-Star game. It says Jim Freed. It doesn't say my real nickname, which we know what my real nickname is.
I like that. That's great.
Yeah, I love it too. It's, again, part of the personal branding thing. And it goes next to Vivian and my Smiley Marlins guy. And this here is my universe.
Yeah, man.
This is my universe, and it helps me project my brand. And you're the one that does the visual. You're, in fact, the one that told me to do this instead of the virtual backgrounds.
Yeah. Well, that's for exactly that reason. You got the old banner from the old in studio radio show, and you got. I mean, I've been to your office a million times, and I always thought like it was really cool. It was well laid out. So first of all, I thought it looked good from a camera viewpoint with the lights and all of that. But then secondly, I mean, like you said, it really does show who you are. So why not? And you're not afraid of that. So why not show the world who you are?
Oh, I really embrace it. I embrace who I am because it's so easy to find out who I am. Yeah. Let's take a run around the back. There's my UF undergrad degree. The MBA it's still in the little thing they give it to you.
Right?
I swear to God, 40 years later. That's me speaking on the campus at UF. And the guy taking notes is the top Republican lobbyist in the country.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. There's me. There's my student body treasurer plaque. Yeah. There's, you know who that is. That's the hottest woman on the planet right there. You know what that is? Freedom Business. That was when I was on the cover of Business Monday. And to tell you how long ago that was, that was like the invasion, the first Gulf War.
Wow.
There's two of them over there about me running Grubb & Ellis. One is that there's lenders lending, and the other is when I was like a 35-year-old first-time manager. Here, I love this stuff. There's obviously me and my little man, and there's me dunking on Moses Malone. And Vivian hanging out with Alonzo. And I want to say is that Alonzo, I really appreciate what he and his family have done for our community. He came here and he really embraced it. And you got to really thank the person to thank is Pat Riley. Pat Riley's the one who brought him here.
I mean, Pat, not only did Pat Riley bring him here, but Pat Riley has also been very instrumental in helping a lot of those players have careers outside of basketball, post basketball, when they
really.
Oh yeah. That was a big part of why Pat Riley. What Pat Riley wanted to do is not only are you going to be a good player, am I going to be a good coach, but once Pat started to transition more in the office, he started bringing a lot of players with him too. So you can stay in the Heat organization pretty much as long as you want. Which
we've known Keith Askins. He used to live in our building. What a tremendous dude! He knew Osher from when Osher was a little boy. So they've always been great. I think Keith is now the director of pro scouting or something with his little bow tie. I love that bow tie. All right. Well, listen, I think it's probably time to take a break. Well, let's take a break. Then let's talk around on the next one about how you make me look so good. I really want to talk about that because we've done some really good shorts. We're going to start doing some more. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, we go up to that Supercar Saturday that's coming up. Whether Larry does a interview or not, I think it would be good to just project the energy that's up there. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Reagan, take it away. Regan.
Augie.
All right, we're here. We're talking about Freedom Business. I'd like to remind everybody that we're South Florida's longest running talk show for business. We've been on since 2008. Born Henry's been our sponsor since 2012. I love them. I hope they love me. I think they do because they've been sponsors since 2012. So if you're looking to buy or lease, and congratulations to Larry and Courtney on the new boy. Mwah. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. They've got a great store up on 151st and Biscayne, where I'll be going next week to get my car serviced by my personal service advisor, Maytal Stark. I love Maytal. She's great. Okay. And if you want an Audi, you go to Gainesville. They've got an amazing store up there. Down in the Keys, they've got everything down there. I'm thinking about getting like a black Jeep with like the red brims and stuff. But then I say no, probably a Lamborghini. Maybe I'll get a Lambo. I don't know. And the guys from New York, they all want to come down and ride in my Lambo. So I guess I got to just get a Lambo for them to ride around in. But in any event, they're all great cars and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. The Lambos don't come with the Warren Henry Advantage, just for the record. They come with Abe Cohn and their own thing. Now, what's the Warren Henry Advantage? I think I've done this a couple of times before. Reagan Mendoza. Of course I have. Warren Henry Advantage is the complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and the 72-hour exchange can take 3 full days to decide if you like your car. Guess what? You will, and you will not exchange it. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I have lots of friends that don't let me name them on the show. They're all members, so it's true. All members, because I'd say them if they would let me. All members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Steve, always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. I am having so much fun.
Hey, this is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. A lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
The answer is yes, she really is that happy and upbeat. It's tremendous to talk with her on the phone. I did want to put in a plug for her. She created a book for why, I told you I have the clients that are doing the retail showing today. She put together the book for the client tour. So she is, she's tremendous. What's she doing there? She's helping to build the brand of the guys that are on the tour by showing that they have professional back office help that makes them look like stars. Well, they're stars anyway, but you know what I mean. So she really, really does that well for my friends. She's done it for a couple of other people too. I really appreciate her. And I appreciate you too, Reagan Mendoza. There you go. Hey, appreciate me too. DM me or reach out to me. I'm helping families capitalize their real estate deals or helping them invest in real estate deals. One of the real estate deals I'm working on now has about $100 million equity co-invest requirement. Wonder how big that deal is. Nevertheless, I called 4 or 5 of my buddies, and each one of them is probably going to put in $20 million from their family office. So call me if you need $20 million from a family office, or if you need $600 million of equity, or if you just need a little help on your idea. Why? Because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I'm starting to look a little tired here. Maybe I need to do makeup. I shaved this morning. I mean, am I really that macho and full of testosterone that my beard's coming out that fast?
Got that 2 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, right. And that 5 a.m. muscle. Woo!
Got it.
Yeah. All right. Now listen, you've really been working with me for a long time, and I want to talk about how we do the things when we go remote. I hurt my finger. I got a boo-boo. It happened when I was putting together the table for the show. You snap the legs together.
Be careful.
Oh,
I know.
Anyway, right down my finger, right in a business part too. So yeah. But I want to talk about how we do it for a minute.
Yeah.
And I know you have some questions. We'll do those in the second half. But I think it's important to talk about how we do these videos on location. First of all, I bring a wardrobe. I know that people think it's ridiculous.
No, it's not. It's smart.
It's incredibly important. I bring dark pants and light pants. Yep. Same shoes, the same, my Nike sneakers everybody loves. But the dark pants and the light pants. I bring white T-shirts and black T-shirts. I bring a couple of blue shirts, but I can only wear them with the white undershirt or I look like a mess in 30 seconds.
Yeah, when we're outside and
even if it's January, whoop, I'm a mess. That's why they wouldn't let me campaign door to door. Hi, how you doing? It just doesn't work out for me. Right. I work hard.
Yeah, I understand.
No, I'm not allowed to talk like that anymore. I'm always making great progress towards my goals.
I saw that post.
How about Mom?
I like it. I like that.
Everybody knows I'm putting out maximum effort.
Yeah.
But what I'm really doing is making wonderful progress towards my goals. Oh my God, the woman's a genius.
You know what? I like that. I think, when we talked about it only a little bit online, but before we get into this other thing, I like that because working hard it exhausts you.
It drains you.
Drains you, exactly. And
making progress towards your goals uplifts you. Oh.
It's so inspiring.
Yes, especially when it comes from a little old lady.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's such an inspiring thing to say to yourself, to keep yourself motivated. Whereas when you say, I'm working hard.
When can I stop working hard? Versus when do I really have to stop working to achieve my goals? Do I really have to stop making progress towards my goals? Progress.
And it doesn't have to be work. You can make progress towards your goals and just be having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, one of your goals should be having a good time, which is one that I have to really make more up front.
Yeah.
We have to focus on that too. So I got my shirts. Yes. I got my pants. I also bring a couple of pairs of underwear because I sweat through those too. Socks, same thing. And then I bring a schwitz rag. Yeah, well, I used to bring them to the Dolphin game. I wrap myself in these beach towels to get the sweat off.
Well, look, this is all good stuff, because here's the other thing too. Sometimes when we're out shooting, sometimes we just do the one video or whatever, but sometimes we do 2 or 3. We go to this location, we drive on over here, and so we might spend all morning. We might spend 3-4 hours shooting videos, and now water's a big one. Absolutely. But now you're not wearing the same outfit in every single video. So we can batch a bunch of videos and then we can release them as we want, but they don't have, it doesn't look like we shot everything in the same day, because that's no one wants to see that. It looks a little generic, so we can kind of.
Yeah, but the other thing is that the person that's shooting the video or producing with you needs to also have a consistent energy field that's positive and uplifting and that inspires you to do your best. No offense.
Yeah.
And that's where you come in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've always known this, that the way I approach it and the way you approach things too is that we're kind of in this together. Right. So if we make a video and it doesn't turn out well, that's just as much of a reflection on me as it is you. So we both want to do the best things. And how do you do the best things? You don't do the best things when you're tired or sleepy. You do the best things when you're amped and you're ready to go. So having that mindset and just being excited about what you're doing is a big part of it. I always think about this whenever I start to get a little faded, is that we get to do this.
Oh,
right.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I mean, yeah. I could be cleaning carpets. I could be, doing roofing. I could be doing, all of these things that I've done in the past. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's an honest day's work, but this is something I want to do. So when I'm doing it, even though it might be tired, it might be long hours, it might be exhausted, whatever it is, I just remember I get to do this. I wanted to do this and now I'm doing it.
Your wife is such a lucky person.
Wow.
She really is.
I might be the lucky one, but
I know, but I got to tell you is that I many times, I walk through the building when the guys are sweating and working their buns off. I did landscaping.
Yeah, of course.
I walk by them and I go like this, and I mean it. When the building got hit by Hurricane Irma and there was just a bunch of Venezuelan immigrants here, that's when we were, and I spoke with them and I bonded with them. There were doctors and lawyers and accountants in the group of people. And everybody came to the United States with nothing and to start over. And that's what makes the United States special. And I'm going to do it. I want to take a hat off to my in-laws. Hat off to my in-laws. My mother-in-law, she's not feeling too good today, but she's still around. My father-in-law, he's not anymore. The Castro brothers stole everything from them.
Oh.
Everything. Their hearts and souls and everything. Stole a piece of them. You could see it. You could see how it hurt them deeply. I'm sure my father-in-law was never the same. And so, it's very, very important to be with the people and to do the right thing and to project the positive energy. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I got on that Castro thing. That's so horrible. What they did, this is not politics, so let's not talk about that.
Fair enough.
But I watched my in-laws and what pillars of the community. Amazing people. They raised my wife. Wasn't easy, I'm sure, And so, part of what makes America here. That's part of what makes Miami special. Miami is special because of all the entrepreneurs that come here, all the little small businesses, all the people. Miami is special because of the lady that comes to help my wife every morning. And when she doesn't show up, what did we do? We went to her house to find out what was wrong. Her kids were amazed. They couldn't believe that we went looking.
Yeah.
We went looking. Well, if you weren't on the other, I go looking for you now that I know where you live, And so it's very important to have that kind of bond, to surround yourself with the positive people and to move forward together. And getting back to the energy at the productions that we do, we bring that energy with us. A lot of the times we're doing it in front of a transaction, a project that I've done. And so I feel wonderful. What I do is just really a bunch of paper, it makes something though. And when it's done making something, I could be proud, God willing.
And another thing I want to say about as far as the energy thing goes, is that you really bring that into the field when we're out shooting in the field in front of these transactions, because as people are building, as in the same way that we were talking about, some of the jobs that we've had in the past, the people that are doing those jobs, people that are building those buildings, the people are making those things happen. I mean, I've seen you time and time again bring that same positivity and that same energy to those people. And that, I think that makes the videos and the shoots all that much better as well, because we're just kind of really in this, and you joke around with them, they have a good time. And I think all of that, even though maybe it's not, concrete, like even though maybe you can't point to it in the video and say like, oh, there's that time that we were joking with that person, right? But all of that starts to bring in the tone and it starts to bring in the feeling. And I think that that's what people connect with ultimately.
It's Bruce Turkel 101. People want to do business with their friends. They're not going to meet you in person. They want to get to know you. I'll talk about the guys that I'm doing my big deals with right now. They're so slick. They're so nice. They're so accomplished. I can't hold a candle to them. But when we sat and we talked about what the most important thing was in them doing business, it wasn't the fact that they could get all these guys to do numbers from the fanciest schools, or that those people had friends in all these other places. It was that they wanted somebody to be able to say, hi, how are you? And to make somebody feel comfortable about doing business with them. They have everything else. They need somebody who can project the goodness and kindness that they are. They say they solve for yes. I've never heard that from an institutional person on the planet. Usually they solve for I almost said kidney, but we can't say that with Vivian. They solve for your finger. They want one of these, not these guys. These guys solve for yes. They're wonderful. We're going to go out and have dinner together on Wednesday with my clients.
Awesome.
Oh, it's going to be really nice. And we're going to go to the restaurant that I know is going to treat me with respect because I've been there. And I know that we're going to be able to sit outside because I'm going to get there a half hour early. And I know that they're going to give me the air conditioning thing that I want at the table because I'm going to ask for it and they do it all the time. And then I'm going to show, I'm not going to show the guys I'm with, but I am going to show that I'm at the place and I'm going to PR the place because they do good things for me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. In the same way that you're bringing positivity to your business, that I'm bringing positivity to my business, that restaurant is also doing the same thing, servicing their client the best that they can, bringing positive energy. And you, being a client that has a platform, is now going, you know what? I love this place so much that I'm going to do PR for you. Let
me tell you, the lady couldn't believe it when she took the reservation, because whenever I talk to somebody in food service or hospitality, I always say, thank you so much for keeping Miami going. I'm sure you lost a lot of friends economically to this, and they pause. I thought the lady on the other end of the phone thought I was out of my mind. I don't think she's ever heard something like that. I say it to all of them. I don't care if they think I'm crazy.
No, it's true, though. It's absolutely true.
We've all lost friends to COVID. I lost a guy who sat behind me at the Dolphin games for 20 years, died. He was one of the first. Uncle Bobby.
Wow.
Yeah, his last words, obviously, were, I should have worn a mask. Tell everybody to wear a mask. Yeah, he was the nicest guy. Did things for underprivileged kids. He was single the whole way through. Really mentored his nephews, who I got to know really well. I love both kids. It's a bad thing. And now I have a mutual friend who had COVID, who just took who just got the shot, who would put him under, and he hasn't been able to make a living because of COVID. And he's not the only one. And now these people are going to be thrown out. We're not about politics, but that's really a bad thing that's going on out there. We really need to pull together. Oh, I wish there was a politician that would say something like this. I wish we could all just come together and pull together and work together to find the solutions to this together. Oh, there is. She was on CNBC last night.
Right. Oh. I know one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My mom just messaged me that the certain person that person is running against is a putz. Yes, he's a putz. He's a putz. So the reality is that we use this as a platform to project who we are. And then after the break, we'll talk about more. Reagan. Oh, Reagan. Rocket. You see, you're teaching me something today. Okay, hi, I'm Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business. We're South Florida's longest running talk show, and I think it's no surprise that we are selling more cars for Warren Henry today. Warren Henry's been our sponsor since 2012. Thank you to Eric Day. Thank you to Larry Zinn, Warren Zinn, Samantha Wolf, and Abe Cohn up at the Lamborghini store. Lamborghini doesn't have the Warren Henry advantage. They have their own setup. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. And I'll be up there this week to say hey to Maytal Stark, my personal service advisor. Hey, Maytal. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. Up in Gainesville, they sell out of the. What do they got in common? Well, they're all great cars. They all come with the Warren Henry advantage. That means complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee. The 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 days to make sure you like your Warren Henry car. You will. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, lots of my friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. Hey, we always choose kindness. Isn't that what the brand here is all about, is being kind? So give me a call. Need some real estate help, advice, capital, debt, equity? I got it. Single family? No problem. Owner occupied? Okay. Got a commercial deal? I've got $600 million of equity in my pocket for that. So give me a call or DM me or just reach out any way you can. I'm on all the platforms. Why should you reach out to me? Because when you reach out to me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I am back, and I am just trying to tag a good friend of mine on LinkedIn while I multitask. I'm not really that great at multitasking, but this person deserved it. Person's my big hook in the family office space. It's a friend of mine that knows all the families and who is a renowned expert who I can get on the bat phone anytime I want. I don't abuse it, which means I get whatever I need. You know, that's why people call me. They call me because they know that I can access whatever they need in one phone call. If I don't have it directly, I have the person that can get it for them. If I don't have the person that can get it for them, I know the person knows that person.
That's right.
Well, you know, you're laughing, but that's why the guys in New York do business with me. They don't even need an office down here.
I know it's true.
You know, I'm on that UF board, so that means I know somebody everywhere in the state of Florida. And in every vertical, they call it, every product type. You know, a lawyer, a finance guy, a banker, a leasing person, a management person, developer of this, developer of that, this market, that market, got it all. Yep. All of it. And they pick it up because they pick up what I call, because I call with love and I call with a purpose.
Right.
And they know. Usually it's opportunity knocking.
Who's not going to pick up for opportunity? Am I right?
Well, you know, so look, you had a couple of questions you wanted to go through. This is the second half of the show. We were going to do that. So roll.
Do it. Okay. So first of all, I like hearing you say it. What is your personal brand?
My personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals.
I like hearing you say it because it's very articulate. I like the way that you have phrased it.
It's Bruce.
Yeah. Well, then I like the way Bruce has phrased it. I'll send him an email.
Bruce phrased it, but I use it, and Bruce gave it to me, and it's true because it's everything in my life is like that. The guys in New York work with me because they know I'm all about helping them make a boatload of money, because for them, it's all about the wheelbarrow of cash. That's how they keep scoring New York.
Now, I know that one thing that you and I have talked a lot about, you, I, and Becca have talked a lot about, and have worked and done a lot about. And one of those things is to be sincere and authentic and transparent. It's something that we talk about a lot. It's something that we're always kind of working towards. How can we, it's something I even kind of think of like, well, when in doubt, what is the most authentic version of what we're trying to do? What is the most stripped down, most sincere version of what we're trying to do? And that's
I just take it off and I just go. I'll give you a great example.
Yeah.
You know, they put up all this stuff about their asbestos on my floor today, and I went off. Yeah. You know, I went off and I posted about it. And then one of the working people here told Vivian that they're testing. Mm-hmm. So I pulled back.
Yeah.
Said, perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I jumped too quickly. No one would do that. They just let it resonate out there.
That's true. That's 100% true. How and not necessarily, maybe not necessarily that example, but how has been being transparent and authentic, how has it helped you specifically in business?
Well, it helps me all the time. No, it helps me all the time because when I had a problem on a commission dispute, the lender said, Jim, I know that you don't BS, that you're telling me the truth. And so I take this seriously, what you're claiming, because most people wouldn't even say it because they wouldn't have the you-know-whats to say it. But it rankled me from an ethical standpoint. I'm still dealing with it. I'm dealing with the paperwork on it today because the closing should be next week. And, well, you know,
that's a good point. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but to kind of paraphrase, because you're regularly promoting authenticity, and let's be honest, you can't promote authenticity without being authentic. Like,
it'd be a balloon that somebody could put a pin in.
Eventually, someone's going to see through the BS. Like, you can't do it. I mean, you've been doing this for how long? So,
well, the daily posts since the pandemic began, it's like 375 of them. There's actually a list.
Yeah,
I have them all in one place. So there's been.
That's crazy.
I learned to make standard closes though, so I cut and paste the end. 381.
380. And so, because for 381 times you've been being authentic and honest, when people meet you or they're looking to do business with you, they already know it. They already.
Yeah, and that's a book. That's 381 high fives. And every day is different. Yeah. What happens is that I wake up like everybody else, all freaked out.
Sure.
My stomach is turning. I'm sweating. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to achieve my goals. But at that point, I'm not achieving anything. I just feel tired. And then I put my foot on the ground and I go. I have a protein drink that's refrigerated. And then I go out and I warm up. And then after I warm up, I work out for 45 minutes to an hour. And when I'm done, I have that. I can't believe that. I do that because I'm just so impressed myself. Oh.
We've talked about this. You and I are big fans of a morning routine for that reason. Why is that so important to you? You just
on Wednesdays are my day when I don't work out.
Okay.
And because my doctor told me to stop.
Okay.
And so what I find is that if I start to warm up and just walk, my body takes over and it wants to go. It wants to go. And I hold it back because I used to be doing an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. I used to do 2 a days when they had the gym going here because it was so uptight about everything that was going on. But my deals are starting to happen again. And so I'm feeling a little better. I'm actually here for an hour straight without the guys banging away. You can hear them lower, but they're not on me now.
Yeah.
You can hear them, but it's more like rumbling in the background, and it's so disturbing. When I went to Dr. Smoot for coffee today, they were jackhammering the outside of a building for a few minutes. I swear to God, I had to get in my car and drive around the block and find a new place to go until they stopped. It really disturbs me, but I don't want to get sidetracked on that. I really want to instead project positive energy. And you just saw the flaw and the danger zone. Sure. And you saw how I came out of it. Yeah. And people, look,
Well, that's
I said this to Rebecca last week, that I was going to do this as a post, and I didn't yet, but I'm probably going to do it, in the next couple of days. And it's going to be, I'm imperfect, just like you. And see, that's what we talk about. And people seek confirmation.
sure.
That's why this resonates with them. They seek confirmation.
Yeah.
And we're just telling them that it's just normal. And they go, oh my God, Jim freed that guy. Well, then it's like, I'm normal too then. And it really does help, because we're still isolated no matter what. You could be out there in a crowd at Bananarama in Chicago, slam jumping each other. I don't know what they call that stuff. Breathing. Yeah, I know. I said it on purpose. I know what it is. And so, or you choose not to. Dave Matthews, okay? One of my nieces went to Dave Matthews. My wife said she was nuts. Okay. I have guys my age that went to see Dave Matthews. Okay. I would have liked to see Dave Matthews. Guess what? I ain't going to Dave Matthews. I gave away my football tickets, my baseball tickets. I canceled everything I was going to. I was going to speak at BizNow. I canceled it because I can't afford to expose myself right now to this thing that's going on. But I also want to remain positive. It's a very difficult balancing act.
It is. It is. You got to be very cautious. You got to take in all the information. The information isn't necessarily given to us in the most positive way. Sometimes it is very jarring. But yeah, you have to remain positive. And I'm with you, because I'm a big fan, to go back to what we were saying. I'm a big fan of morning routines, and I find same thing. Sometimes a lot of times I wake up feeling negative, feeling tired, and my routine is what helps me get that positive energy going, to build that positive energy so that I can, otherwise I'm carrying all that around with me all day. And you've accomplished
something in the morning already, and it makes you feel good. And I want to let that hang out there and resonate with people. And we'll come back for the last segment in a second. Rock on, dude. All right, everybody. We're South Florida's longest running business talk show. Why? Because we put out nothing but good information and positive energy. We're sponsored by the folks at Warren Henry. Why? Because we put out good information and positive energy, and they like to affiliate with us because that's what their brand is: kindness and family, just like us. So I want to thank Larry Zinn. I want to congratulate him on his new son, Courtney. Well done. I want to thank Eric Day for always being a forward-looking dude and helping me future. I want to thank Samantha Wolf for always being there for us. And I want to thank Abe Cohn for showing me how I'm going to buy my Lamborghini. Now, remember, all this stuff applies to everything except the Lamborghini Broward store is different. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. What do they all have in common? They're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. The Warren Henry Advantage is a suite of services that includes complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 full days to decide whether or not you like your car. You will. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, lots of my friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
This is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. A lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
You know, she's tremendous. She's always that positive and upbeat. And she just put together the most amazing pitch book for one of my friends. You know, if you need some help with something, just give her a call. She'll do it, just on a one-time basis even. And she's tremendous. And all the people that work for her are moms. So you're helping out a bunch of moms too. And they're all great. And look, they make me and Reagan look great too. All right. Hey, and if you need some help in real estate, call me. Reagan knows, he just saw it happen, how I can get just about anybody on the phone and make them do what needs to be done. Not what I want to do, but if something needs to be done and I can tell them it needs to be done, guess what? They listen. Why? Because my brand. That's what we're talking about today. So call me. I can get to just about anybody you need with one or two phone calls. I can get just about any answer you need in one or two phone calls. And if you need $600 million in equity or just $1 million on your house, I can do that too. So reach out to me, DM me, call me, email me. Why? Because when you call me, I'm going to do it this way. When you call me, it is always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
Yeah, I guess my brand is kind of goofy too. We keep funning around with Reagan Mendoza's name, but I want to say this. I'm doing the whole segment with him today because he is one of the most important and impactful people in my life. Not only does he help me project who I am, he coaches me on how to do it, but he also is my friend. Thank you so much, Mr. Mendoza.
You know, it's because
Reagan.
Every time you mispronounce my name.
I do it. Every time I do it on purpose. You can call me Mr. Fried. I don't care. So we're here. We're talking about all the ways we do personal branding and we project ourselves, and you're watching us do it right there. It's all about natural. It's all about transparent. It's all about honesty. You know, I got to tell you, I'm a real estate business person, and it's really hard for me to lie. So, call me, I guess. It makes me unique right there. So we're in the final segment. It's kind of short. I know you had some questions, so rock on, dude.
Okay, so you post on social media daily, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. You interact with a ton of people every day. You do the show. I've seen you do additional videos. We were just talking about that, additional projects. You're out here, you're out there. Why are you so active? Not only in the real world, but also on social media. Why?
Because it activates my endorphins.
Okay.
The drug for me is social interaction.
All right. Yeah.
That's the bottom line. The drug for me is social interaction. I am literally driven by the last person and the energy that I had on the call. Yeah. So that's why when we started this segment, I was so upbeat because I just got the power call from people. And, you saw. I couldn't make that up. And it's important for me to stay in contact with people that I know that, for instance, I'll say it this way. I mentor some veterans. And one of those veterans yesterday said they don't know if they can do it anymore. And I called them 4 times yesterday to make sure they were still doing it. You know what I mean? Okay. Other people mentor me. You know, these guys in New York, they're younger than I am, but they know a lot of different nuanced things. But what do I have that they want? I have this, in a real nice way. One of the deals we're working on, I knew the client, the attorney for the seller. Didn't talk to him on the phone, just told him, yeah, these guys have the money, I'm bringing it. And he knew. He didn't have to ask. He knew it was true. And so that's the most important thing It's consistency.
Yeah.
It's consistency. I don't write this stuff down. To me, it's consistency. You know, when I can't go do my routine, usually it involves not being able to go to synagogue or something for some reason. It bothers me. It bothers me, not because I can't give thanks or whatever. It's because when I go there, I transition. I transition from the guy in the building being assaulted to the guy who's in control, who's surrounded by people that are doing the same thing he is for the same reason. Goodness. Then I go upstairs, I water the plants, feel at one with nature, sweat like a dog. That's what I can keep the towel in the car for the, you know, and and 3 shirts. And, you know, and I do that because that's my routine. It's also my brand. My brand is that I'm a man who does what he believes in. My brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And in order for the guys in synagogue to be able to pray together, they need 10 guys. And I add into that. Yeah, well, it's a community thing. It's a Jewish law. You need 10 guys to do certain things. And so when they're short, I'll come down and be their 10th guy. What am I doing? I'm helping them achieve their dream and goal.
Yeah, man.
I'm doing my brand. And upstairs, you know, the plants are tough to take care of. Yeah. You know, when they were here, I'd go out every day and I'd water them and I'd talk to them and I'd be calm. I can't go every day over there.
Right.
Some of them are not getting enough water. I haven't been able to find my cohort there yet. Right. I will. I'll sit down with the rabbi. The rabbi's about life. That's what the plants are. The high holidays are coming up. I'm going to get them a bunch of white orchids to put in the plants.
Hey, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to teach the little kids how to water the orchids and keep them looking beautiful. I just want everybody to maximize on goodness. We're in such a tough place, such a tough time. So many people saying things that are obviously untrue to manipulate us. And it's horrible because so many people allow themselves to be manipulated. And they'd say that I'm being manipulated by whatever. And that's really the bad part, that people think that facts are for sale now. They're not. Facts are facts. You know, a healthy skepticism is one thing, but to put your own life at risk and the life of your family, forget about people that you run into. So I project kindness and goodness, openness, positive energy, you know, that I can get things done, can-do attitude, and I can. And the way that I can is simply applying good energy at the right time, at the right place. Whoa.
Being consistent.
Well, and being consistent. This is one you should write notes on. This is a good one. I'm writing notes. Hold on. I'm writing notes right now. Consistency. What other good stuff did we talk about today?
Projecting positivity and not only being consistent in getting your message out there, but being consistent in
consistently projecting. I can't show that. Consistently projecting positive energy. You got to blur that. Positive energy. It doesn't matter. That was just the building code guys that called me, you know, during that didn't pick up, whose number I sent to the right person, who then prompted their boss to call me back.
Say someone picked up.
Yeah, I always know how to get answered. I can get answered. It may take an hour, but I can get answered. And so that time I texted somebody, they were out of country on vacation. They turned around and told their subordinate, and their subordinate jumped to solve a problem for Miss Vivian. So look, thank you so much for helping me to project my brand. My brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. Have you thought about what your brand is yet?
I haven't. I got to start thinking about this. I got to start figuring.
I think you should write down 10 different ideas. Yeah. Then we should call the brander in chief.
That's right.
we should record a couple of segments off peak because he conflicts. He runs his things at noon. So that's why he hasn't been on in a while. So remind me what we want to talk to him about, and he'll come. He's got a new book coming out. His new book is about second acts.
Oh, I like that.
Well, his thing is a second act, that speaking thing and everything. He was just an advertising guy before then. Yeah. So Bruce is an amazing example of evolving, but maintaining the same message and brand. He's a helpful dude he doesn't have wild hair anymore. It's now close. See, I took the wild hair away.
That's right. Now you got the wild hair.
Well, I have the pandemic hair. Vivian's going to force a haircut on me in the next couple of weeks. But until then, I know. Look, my mom is even doing the thing back there for me now. So I'm very excited about that. Listen, next week we're going to have Olivia Ramos on. She's back from Madrid. We're going to talk about the future, which means I have no idea what she's going to talk about. And I want to give a shout out to the first responders, the helpful people. I want to give a shout out to all the people that vaccinate everybody. I want to give a shout out to Tarek Maddox, who went to the border and vaccinated illegal immigrants. That's right. He did. That guy's a macho. That's my trainer. I love him. I want to thank Warren Henry Automotive, the NFL Alumni Association, Creco AI. We got to get Andreas back. Carlson Integrated, Bruce Turkel, the Bergstrom Center for Real Estate Studies, Deep Blocks, Reagan Mendoza. What's your company, Reagan?
I don't have one yet.
Reagan Mendoza Productions, Carlson Integrated. The most important person to thank is you for watching and listening. I really want to thank you so much. I'm grateful for you. All the things the millennials say, but I really mean it in my heart. Thanks. I do. Please go to our Facebook page. Tell your friends about us, like us, join all the different communities. We're on everything. We're everywhere. If you missed today's show, it'll be up on freedombusiness.com, probably within seconds this time. This is Jim Freed for Freed on Business. Look for us next week at noon with Olivia Ramos from Deep Blocks, and we'll be talking about the future. I just don't know what yet. Why? Because I just love doing this, because she is so smart. Remember, the person who wants to do something finds a way. Right on time. The person who wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen while I help somebody achieve their dreams. Reagan, it's yours. Reagan. Oh, damn.